The following podcast has been rated PGN. Parental guidance is neglected.
Boy, it's been a long time since we've had a little father-son chat.
I am your father.
Father, if you can hear me, I failed.
Don't let your mother smell that beer on your breath. She'll take it out on me.
I'm here with my dad.
I know what you're gonna say, son. And you're right. You're right.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I've abandoned my boy!
Hey everybody, welcome to the PGN podcast. That's Parental Guidance Neglected. And if you are watching us on the YouTube, and by the way guys, when you say YouTube, you have to say the YouTube.
The YouTube.
That's
the
what makes
YouTube.
you
The
sound.
one.
If you're watching on the YouTube, you already know, Jackson, this is an episode a little bit different than most of our episodes.
With that,
We are honored, and I use that word very loosely, to have our first official guest.
Our first official guest
on the PGN podcast. They're being very quiet right now. It's good. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see who it is. So at this point, if you're seeing the video feed, you're going, who the hell is that? And then if you're listening, it hasn't been revealed yet. If you're a longtime listener, and we've been on for what, 7.5 years now.
Oh yeah, quite a time.
You know that Jackson is constantly promoting his other podcasts that he does. The Good
Promoting
Enough.
is a strong word. I feel like.
I think the right word would be shilling or
referencing
or forcing upon us. His other podcast called Good Enough, which I always say, is it a music podcast?
It's.
Well,
I always say
sell it?
anytime someone asks me what it's about, I always. Well, how do you guys sell it?
Originally, it was a music podcast. Now it's just a variety podcast.
We just shoot the shit kind of for an hour.
With three guys.
Right.
We're just three guys.
I call it the podcast without a theme.
Yeah, which is fair. Honestly,
you'd be surprised
that's
how many
fair.
there are out there nowadays.
Yeah. That's a good point.
We've been very blessed this week to have the other two hosts of Jackson's podcast, Good Enough. Jake and Luke are not only joining us; they are here live. If you're watching on everyone wave to the camera officially. Jake and Luke, everyone, a little round of applause. Jake and Luke made it out to the West Coast, and they're joining us.
This is a big moment for me.
Yeah, as it should be.
Guys, this is the first time that you have met in person.
Yep.
All three of you.
This is true.
Is this the first time that Jake and Luke have met each other?
This is.
Yes.
So this was the first meeting for you guys. Mm-hmm. All right. So you've been here now in the beautiful state of California for how many days?
About four.
Yeah, well,
yeah, 4.
They flew on Wednesday, and we're shooting this on Saturday.
For those who don't know, our regular PGN, they're East Coasters. One of you's from Kentucky. The other one is from Philadelphia. The Philadelphia area,
Close
the Pennsylvania
enough. Yeah, I'll
area.
take it.
Yeah.
You'll take it at this point.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions on California? Is it as awesome as you thought it would be? And how excited were you to meet me in person?
Just so much blood and gore whenever I first landed. The entire land was red.
It was red.
When I landed.
Yeah, there's a lot of violence. It's a very
I
bloody...
stabbed 7 men once I got off the plane today, and I got away with it too.
That must have been on the 405.
Just to get to In-N-Out.
You were pretty excited to meet me, right? So far, would you say that's been the highlight of the
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to speak for both of us, but 1,000%.
10,000%.
10,000%. 10,000%. What have you guys been doing while you've been in town? Now, I know some of the stuff you've been doing, but inform our listeners what really hot, active young men do when they come to California.
Luke?
Make podcasts.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You guys have come to California, and I said to Jackson before he got here, I said, okay, well, let's figure out all the stuff that we're going to do. We're going to go see this and take him to there and this. And Jackson was like, yeah, we really just want to record a lot of stuff.
Well, which I feel like we found a pretty healthy balance. Like we've been doing a good amount of recording, but like we've gotten out like a lot. Like we did the whole like music day where we did record stores.
I will say it's given us not that much free time.
Yeah.
But you're only in California for a couple days, so might as well cram as much in as you can.
No, for sure.
Now, we went and saw a comedy show last night. You guys have been you've seen a few of the sites. You're going into Hollywood tonight to go see bands or one band?
Three bands.
Three bands.
Two bands that we are familiar with. One of them we aren't.
One we do
know nothing about.
And what club are you going to tonight here? In
the Roxy.
The Roxy.
Oh, the Roxy. That's exciting.
We saw Ben Folds there.
No, we did not.
We did not see Ben Folds there.
We did not see Ben Folds.
Ben Folds is cool, though.
We saw Ben at the Ace Hotel.
They're playing the Ace. They played the Ace Hotel yesterday.
Okay.
That's
well,
what I was
the Ace is
of.
downtown. The Roxy's on the side. So you guys are going to the Sunset Strip. Make sure you hit the ATM. There's lots of hookers.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
Lots of ways to score really watered down drugs. I mean, you're gonna have a good time.
Fantastic.
And then you're here for like 3-4 more days.
Yeah.
Right. And what else is on the docket?
So
we have a Google Doc. I'm not looking at it, so I don't know.
Let me pull the schedule. I've got like a loose.
Have you done the beach yet?
We have not. That's going to be the last day. Is the beach. That was supposed to be actually yesterday, but the Groundling show, we decided to push it for the Groundling show.
Right. Yeah. What'd you guys think of the Groundling show?
I had a lot of fun.
Big thumbs up.
Groundling's local sketch comedy group. Not exact. Was it what you were expecting?
Me? No. I don't really know what I was expecting, to be honest. But when I started and I saw what was going on, it was just kind of like SNL.
Yeah, very SNL.
It's kind of what I expected, but it was.
That's because you're more. That's because you're more worldly. Would you agree? It
was funnier than most SNL, I think, because I feel like.
Agree.
I don't know. Like they have time to like rehearse and see what lands and stuff.
Yeah, it's not all thrown together in a week.
Right.
Yeah. They've been workshopping.
So the only two like big events that we still have planned are tomorrow. You're taking us around.
Yeah, I said a couple hours to show you some stuff.
And then Tuesday's beach, and then Monday we're kind of just saving for like any kind of last recordings that we needed to get done.
Right.
We're gonna do. So that'll be a big kind of sit down and bust them out.
Now you guys are successful podcasters.
Well,
correct.
Right?
To a degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So your show is very successful. What hints or suggestions do you have for Jackson and I? Because I understand Jackson's part of your shall we call it like just a monopoly business triad of power over the internet. Do you listen to the PGN podcast, by the way?
We do.
Credit where credit is due.
I actually do.
Yeah.
I absolutely do, yes.
Jake always brings up things with me after the fact.
Right.
So I can't confirm.
I do not bring things up. However, I do listen.
Yeah.
Right.
And I listen intensely.
Jake, in fact, is the one who did our theme song, correct?
That is
correct.
Jake
did our theme song and our rebrand.
What is the rebrand?
He completely redid our whole template.
Dude, I don't know the terms yet. I don't just say like the picture or the pretty graphic picture.
The pretty graphic
the
picture.
pretty images.
I don't know what a thing is. Have you guys seen a lot of women in California? You haven't really been to a beach
I've
or to
at least
a club.
like 3.
Yeah, at least 3.
Not including my wife or his sister. I mean, have you seen any women? Like, what do
you guys met my friends, and there was that, and I mean.
But tonight they should see some California women. Like, if
I don't know what you mean by that. Like, you just say that. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, be like, well, here's the women.
Yeah, well, it's you're California girls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no. Wouldn't you say? So you don't know, Jackson. Like, I don't know. The pickings are slim in Kentucky. Like, is there like 3 girls that everyone in Kentucky wrestles for? 2 of them, yeah.
Okay, well, they both have girlfriends. They're both.
Oh,
hitched.
so you nailed down one of the 2 in Kentucky?
Yeah, I got really lucky.
Yeah.
I got really lucky.
You got lucky.
Me as well.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you! Like,
Jake
just
too.
in case they're not listening. Don't worry. They're not. They're not listening. If you're watching the PGN Parental Guidance Neglected podcast right now, you'll notice I have an alcoholic beverage in my hand. I'm not, for some reason, was not invited to the Roxy show tonight.
I'm sure you'd be a really big fan of the punk Midwest
First
emo.
off, don't label your father. Okay, you don't know.
I'm not. Listen, I know.
What I
know what you like. And it's not what you like.
So, boys, anyways, welcome. It's been fun having you here. One of you's been bunked up with Jackson up in his room on the trundle bed. The other one's got in the guest room. And you guys haven't destroyed anything. You've been great house guests so far. Knock on wood. Are you guys movie fans?
I partake. I cannot speak today. I partake in movie watching occasionally.
I partake in the occasional movie.
But I feel like both, like, I don't know. Because before, we just came from seeing Bullet Train, by the way.
Which we're going to get to.
But before we watched it, Jake informed me that the last movie he saw in theaters was Sonic 2. So it's been a little bit, and I feel like that's not like a great. I mean, neither of us saw it, so I'm not going to speak on Sonic 2, but it's not,
It's no Citizen Kane.
It's no Citizen Kane, yeah.
It's something.
The last movie I've seen is Nope, so I'm trying to be more up to date with the movies and stuff.
Right.
But yeah.
Now, I'm not going to judge Jake on the fact that he actually paid money for something called Sonic 2 the Hedgehog.
Well, if I'd like to be completely fair, I didn't pay money for it. My girlfriend did, and her little brother as well.
Was this one of those, like, I want to take my little brother to a film? You had to
I wasn't balling out to see Sonic 2. Yeah.
How was it? Was it good? I mean, it's Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Jim Carrey was definitely a shining rock in that entire thing. He was really good.
Yeah.
Because he was just going absolutely buck wild, and he knew he was going to have fun with his paycheck,
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll put you guys under the gun here, just so our listeners have an idea of where you're coming from movie-wise. Everyone knows that me and Jackson are movie snobs.
Of course.
If I held a gun to your head, which, by the way, I will do if you destroy my home. If I held a gun to your head, what are like your top 2-3 movies of all time? You're like, I always describe this as if you're home and you're flipping the channels and you're like, oh damn, look what's on TNT. Look what's like that movie where you go, well, next 2 hours I'm just chilling watching this.
All right, so I got a short list of 3.
And don't be embarrassed, be honest.
I'll be completely honest. I think my number one favorite movie of all time is Ghostbusters.
Okay, original.
Yeah, original. I love Ghostbusters.
Not the female remake, right?
No,
none of that feminist bullshit. No.
We don't watch chicks.
No.
Busting
Original,
ghosts.
Schlubby mechanics.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams' Super 8. I really like. That's a very
Super 8.
It's a very nostalgic film for me.
Oh yeah, I showed that to you when you were little.
I love that movie.
It's a good one.
It's like one of those dark little.
Did you call it a coming of age movie?
It's like it's almost it's kind of Stranger Things before Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
And I like the whole vibe of the recording aspect of it, like they're making a movie.
Yeah.
And that's where I was really into movie making, and that just was like the perfect movie for me at the time.
You're 2 for 2 so far. I'm with you.
And Sandlot. I love the Sandlot.
We love the Sandlot.
Yeah,
Sandlot's classic.
I've seen Sandlot maybe like 7,000 times.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
You're allowed to.
Yeah, for sure.
The Beast.
It's a great movie.
That's on. And Luke, I assume what? Fast and Furious 3, 4, and 5?
You got it perfect. Yeah,
I nailed it.
Yeah.
Fuck 7, 4, 5, and 6. Those are the ones that
Tokyo
really
Drift is my shit, dude. No, I'll hop on the Jackson bandwagon. I'd probably say Everything Everywhere is probably one of my favorite movies.
Who told you to go see that again?
You.
Yeah. Oh, well, look at that. Look at that.
Jackson just, it was hilarious. Jackson announced this week he was going to see it for the fifth
time, yeah.
Fifth time. And he was so excited because he said it was being re-released because they were adding bonus footage. And then you went, Jackson.
It was just blooper reels.
It was just, it was gag.
And which, by the way, I had already
reel.
seen because they were on the internet. So it was basically just like,
but that's
I didn't care because it's the greatest movie of all time. So.
And then we had an opportunity to go see. I've seen the directors speak after the film. When I saw it, I saw the directors go and speak. I brought this up to you like, hey, they're doing a thing at the DGA where we can go see the directors talk about the film and the special effects. And then I checked the dates.
And it was like 3 days after I moved back into school.
Moving back into school, and I'm going to be in an Oregon racing. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man.
But anyway, okay, so everything
So that movie, and then Good Will Hunting. That's probably one of my.
Okay, yeah, it's like a guy flick. You know how women like When Harry Met Sally and Pretty Women. Guys kind of go like, I gotta like Good Will Hunting.
There's just something about it. It's just like I cry like a bitch every time I.
Yeah, that's
any movie that can do that to me is like a good movie.
That's your good bitch cry film.
My favorite comedy movie of all time, Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I freaking love it.
It's so good.
Love that movie. It is perfect.
It's tough for me. I mean, I can't say. Look, the best comedy of all time is Raising Arizona. But boy, Napoleon Dynamite, it's right up there.
The thing about it that is so like unique to me is sorry about that. The thing
if you're watching, you're gonna be seeing a lot of mic fighting between these two guys. I love that.
The thing that's so unique to me is like if you really think about it, like a lot of it is just connected scenes that somehow formulate a story. But I've never, I don't know, I've never seen a movie that is like so like purposefully lame in the best way possible. Like it is awesome.
I see that.
I actually did a commercial that was directed by I think Jared. I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah,
The director of Napoleon Dynamite. And I was so excited to work with him. I'm like, oh my God, I got this gig. I'm doing a commercial. It's just a commercial, but it's the guy who did Napoleon Dynamite.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be. And he wasn't mean or anything. He was just so boring.
Like a wet blanket.
It was just not an
but
exciting
I feel like you
day.
have to be to make that kind of move. Like,
I guess
that fits
but
the type. You know
I
what
just
I'm saying?
expected it to be funny, and
Has he done anything else since then?
Well, he did Nacho Libre.
Which,
after.
that's a
he
great
did Nacho
movie.
Libre?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
That was
I
his
enjoy Nacho Libre
follow-up.
quite a lot.
It's a great movie.
I
yeah.
like Nacho
I love
Libre.
Nacho Libre.
And that did okay. And then he did one that really, really tanked called Gentleman.
I've never heard of this.
Horseman or Gentleman Horseman, or it was with one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh,
and it was
weird.
really bad. And then I think he's kind of just disappeared a little bit. Maybe he's off doing commercials. I don't know.
Interesting.
All right, those are solid choices, boys. I mean, you have rights to sit with us now. Like,
I'll take it.
Like, be honest with you, I'd rather have that than like sit next to someone who's like, you know, my favorite film is it's by a French auteur. You wouldn't have heard of him. His name is Charles
Sounds like a jab at me
Jourdan.
for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say.
Someone who goes to film school and is
What
like,
if I was
oh
like,
my God.
I love Endgame?
Yeah. Exactly. Are you Marvel guys?
I used to be,
Yeah.
and then after Endgame, all of my interest just went
I think
away.
we were the same way because me and you used to be like, oh yeah, like new Captain America looks pretty good. I mean, we love the
Yeah.
Winter Soldier, and
Yeah.
I thought Endgame was a pretty big deal. It's just there's so much happening, and I just don't understand.
Well,
it.
now it is like they have not like made the threat prevalent enough. Like Thanos was like, oh, like something. It's like a TV show. Like that's
Yeah,
what
like
they were
the
doing.
The
It's
boss
just
coming
I
back.
don't get excited about it anymore.
No.
It's character overload,
Yeah.
load, and I don't know. But I will admit I'm already sucked into the Wakanda Forever trailer.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I just can't. I don't.
I like
don't
the
know.
way they use No Woman, No Cry. It looks very.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
We'll see it.
Yeah, of course we will. You know why? Because we see everything, boys.
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. You guys talk about music a lot, and you only listen to what you want to listen to. Jackson
We have
and I,
to see
we
something
have
every
to go
week.
see
That's
bad
true.
films.
Yeah.
So
Which
we
is
have
blows.
we care
Well, we do
about
that
our
sometimes.
audience.
We listen to bad things sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it, Jackson. Remember that one thing you recommended
Yeah.
me?
Well, no,
we
no,
won't
no,
get
no,
into
no,
it.
No. I'm gonna get into this. So there was a game on our podcast once. I don't. Which game was
I
it that you
forget.
lost?
It was
Was
a random
It was
game.
Pitchfork. It was a
No,
Pitchfork
no, it
Invitational,
wasn't.
wasn't it?
It was a different game. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He lost a game, and I got to pick his punishment for losing. Right. And so his punishment was that I made him listen to a 7-hour long improvisational jazz record.
It was maybe the most horrible time of my life. All I did was I just did homework the entire day. Thank you, Jake.
Also, jazz is a bit of a stretch calling it jazz.
It was more of just like
It was in
Whatever the fuck
It
the
w-
guy.
w-
Yeah.
yeah. It was a lot.
And the thing is, like, all the pieces, because they were like 15 different pieces in the album. They were all like 50 minutes each, and like the directions of the pieces were always like play random notes on your instrument and occasionally go higher or lower in volume, and it would just sound like nothing.
Here's the thing you guys need to understand. You're here for 7 days. I'm always here. So there are times when I hear stuff coming out of his room, I'm like, that
Consumer Ed.
can't possibly be music.
Dude, oh my! I would love to see your dad's reaction. Consumer Ed.
Yeah.
I
No,
listened to
there's a lot
that.
of-
I thought I was in hell listening to that. It was horrible.
Yeah,
I'm
there's a lot of things.
I'm pretty cool about most of the stuff you play.
The
right?
things that you always get caught up with is always the lead vocalists.
I don't like when it's a bad singer. Okay.
Right. We like it. Me and Luke at least like it when it's a. I'm not gonna say a bad singer.
No, it's a
but
bad
love
singer.
bad singing.
It's a
Not a traditionally
traditionally
good singer.
Right. And I'm not saying you got to be Whitney Houston holding notes, but I'm just saying sometimes you hear a voice and you go, they're not even on key.
But sometimes it sounds. I think it sounds better that way. Sometimes
It's unique.
it's unique. Shout out to Isaac Wood.
And you found that out playing a game, you said? There was some kind of game that led to
Yeah,
that?
there's a game and he lost. So
Well, speaking of games, there's going to be
Oh,
a
boy.
game at the end of this particular episode.
Oh, shit.
We're going to do, since you guys are such experts on music, we're going to have a little music movie trivia off between Jake
no.
and Luke.
Oh shit.
oh, between
Just
these
the two. Yes.
Oh boy.
Now
That's
Jackson
solid.
will be allowed to keep score, and then Jackson will be the go-to. You can call a friend. That's Jackson, but you will each only get one call a friend. So you can only call upon Jackson once during the trivia.
Am I allowed to tell them if I even know it or not? Like,
no,
okay.
no.
Mother of God.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be a frustrating couple hours.
That'll be coming up. But here at the PGM podcast, Jackson and I are usually talking new movies. Only one big film this weekend.
Yeah, I don't think anything's touching.
No, Bodies opened
right.
limited. It's at Century City. We didn't get over there, and it opens wider. That'll probably be our big film next week. But this week was Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Directed by David Leitch. Leitch? Is that how I said
think it's
it?
Leitch. I think it's David Leitch.
David Leitch.
This is literally Leachian.
Yeah,
Really
he did Hobbs and Shaw and Deadpool 2, Atomic Blonde. If you haven't seen the trailers, I don't know where you've been. Brad Pitt's in this. Aaron Taylor Johnson from The Kingsman. Joey King, who does all those kissing booth movies. You guys big fans of the Netflix
I've
kissing
seen
booth
both.
movies?
I was like, I made a joke and I said Joey King there. And I had no idea who I was talking about. They're like, who is that?
Well, I knew of her. I just didn't know her name until you said it.
You guys have all had girlfriends, so you've probably seen at least
I've
one
seen both.
kissing
I've
booth
seen both.
movie. Yeah, girls.
Well, I don't know
force
if there's
you to
more
watch
than
those.
two now, but I've seen two of them.
Brian Tyree Henry's in this from If Beale Streets Could Talk. He was what, Lemonade or Tangerine or Lemon?
He was Lemonade.
Lemon,
he was
yeah.
also the voice of the father.
This movie's got a ton of cameos in it. Bad Bunny, who we all agree you guys hate, right? Is there any Bad Bunny fans here?
I do not like Bad Bunny.
Right, but he's in it. No,
I don't have a problem with him. It's
I
just
think,
not my
yeah,
thing.
I think he's fine.
But musically, do you?
I don't listen to
You
him.
don't listen to
No.
Bad Bunny. All right, Bad Bunny's in this. If you see, it's not giving away anything to say Sandra Bullock's in this. Couple other cameos that were surprises. Correct. We won't spoil that, but there's a couple other guys who show up. This movie is based on a book, guys.
Did not know
Really?
that.
Yeah, it's based on a book called Maria Beetle by Kotaro Asaki. Huge hit over in Japan and was translated into English. Became Bullet Train over here. There's been a little bit of heat on this film.
Really?
Because obviously this is a film that takes place in Japan, and in the novel, all of these characters are Japanese.
Ooh.
Right.
And
I was
then-
wondering that. I thought it was weird. I was like,
there's
wow,
a lot
this
of Americans running and British
Well,
people
yeah, it was
all
like
running
none
around
of the
Japan.
main characters really are.
So
except for, I guess,
there's
the father and
there's a
son.
little bit of pushback that really the only Japanese characters are probably the old man and his son. And everyone else has been either African American or white or British or Bad Bunny or Sandra Bullock.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
American pretending to be British.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Does that bother you guys at all? Like, you like, oh, that's kind of cheese, or you like,
I think it's a cheap cop. I mean, I liked the character. I liked some of the characters, but
Right.
I thought it was kind of a cheap cop out where I was like, man, they spent all this time like doing this movie to look like it was taking place in Asia, and it's not even like every single character is not Asian, like main character at least.
Yeah.
Bar a few.
I felt like the movie was a mishmash of a lot of things I've seen before.
I got a lot of Tarantino.
There's a lot of Tarantino. There's a lot of Guy Ritchie.
Yes. also
There's a
that.
lot of Deadpool.
Yeah,
The
I was
editing-
thinking that the entire time, especially
Yeah.
the gore. And
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
gore, the title cards, everything's got to be a freeze for a title. But with that said, there are aspects of the movie that I liked. I mean, I did not think it was a slog fest. It kept my interest. I laughed a few times. I think it was entertaining to a certain point. I think my biggest problem is that I didn't think the movie was really that original.
Okay. Yeah.
Thoughts, gentlemen, thoughts.
I'll let you guys go first since you're the guests.
Jake, what'd you
Hand off
think?
to me. All right, well,
What was your takeaway? You guys just saw this, like,
yeah, we saw it.
We
Right,
literally
yeah.
just came
we
back
drove
home
home.
seeing it. Yeah.
I don't see.
this is fresh.
Yeah.
This is
Fresh.
fresh takes.
I think to condense it down, I enjoyed it. I don't see many movies, but this was. I can tell a movie is good if I can go the entire time and not like check my phone and be like, just what time is it?
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was enjoying it while I was watching it. I think I liked how it was shot. I think it looked very, very nice.
You
Like,
know, most of that stuff was green screen.
yeah, I know.
All
The
those-
end scene where they're
Almost all the sets
Yeah.
were green.
Can we
Even
spoil?
the interior trains were. No,
Oh,
you're
really?
you're not spoiling.
okay.
it.
Well, the end where they were like walking away from the rubble was
Yeah, that was rough to look at.
horrifically
Yeah, that
screened.
was
Yeah.
really pretty bad.
By the way, that's not giving away anything because name one movie that doesn't end with two people
Walking
walking away.
away
with
with
the
the
sunset.
rubble, yeah,
That's
exactly.
just
That's
the way
absolutely
every
true.
film has to end. So you found it entertaining.
Yeah.
What were your favorite characters in the film, Jake? Like, who were you thought was the funniest or kind of resonated the best?
funny. Wait, that's gonna be a spoiler, but the gentleman that made a cameo
Right,
for
the
a couple
cameo.
seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's
There's a cameo. He's got some funny lines.
That was funny.
But from the main cast, like, were you in Tangerine's corner? I like Tangerine was one of my favorites. That was the British
Tangerine
brother.
and Lemon together were my favorite part
I
of the
thought
whole
they
thing.
had a really great chemistry, and you
Yeah.
kind of need that if they're going to be in a lot of scenes together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they had a really good chemistry.
I actually thought like the weakest was Brad Pitt.
I agree.
thought so too.
I agree. Yeah.
I was like, what?
And I got real tired of the hey, you
shtick,
just gotta
yeah.
get in touch with yourself. Or,
Yeah,
wow,
they
we need
really
to all-"
overdid the joke. I think I'm fine with Brad Pitt doing like, I don't know, not like, because all the movies I see him in, he's just like kind of like the stoic action guy
Yeah.
or whatever. So I appreciated him going for more like a comedic tone, but they just had one joke and they just beat it to the ground, you know?
Yeah, I like the fact that they gave him something to do besides just be there. But the fact
Yeah.
that, and for those who haven't seen the movie, I'm not ruining anything. He's kind of an assassin, crime guy who's in therapy.
He's got out of prison. He's trying to turn his life around. So
He's
kind of
trying
found,
not
like,
to be
spirituality,
violent. He
yeah.
doesn't want to take any weapons with him on the mission, and of course, he's forced to use them anyways. I also liked. I did like the way the movie would kill people off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you would
Like characters die.
Like you would get introduced to somebody and then they'd be gone.
Yeah.
I do think at the end there was a little bit too much of that. Wait, he's not really dead.
That was kind of bit of
I was like, no, let him die.
Yeah.
Let him die.
Go
but
away.
there was a few people who it's like, oh, they made it.
I think Brad Pitt, like, he was good for most of it, but like I think he just told way too many jokes. I think there's a different, like, during the intense scenes, like,
Yeah.
he didn't
They
have to be
really went joke heavy with
like
him.
I think there's a difference between having like a witty protagonist and having just like jokes in your head, like, oh, this is a perfect time to whip
feel
this
like
one out.
I feel like they almost wrote his character as though Brad Pitt was Deadpool, because with Deadpool it kind of makes sense because he's like I don't know, I just feel like Ryan Reynolds as a character delivers all of those funny lines during fights better than Brad Pitt does.
Yeah.
Where I look at him and I go like, this is really, it feels forced in a way. But I do think like if they made a movie just with Tangerine and Lemon, I would have been way more invested in that because they by far carried this movie.
I was
for
gonna
me.
say like all the funniest lines came from those two characters because they had kind of like a more bitter feel to it, which
Yeah.
I prefer whenever
They were
I
just
listen
more
to, like,
interesting,
comedy.
I feel like, to watch. Yeah.
Tangerine and Lemon were the two kind of mercenary assassins. It's basically a train filled with killers, so everyone's got a different agenda.
Everyone has a secret.
Any twists get you guys like at the end? Any surprises? You know,
There was one where no.
You know, the whole who ended up being White Death or who ended up being the secret person in disguise on the train.
I wouldn't say it caught me by it kind of caught me by surprise, but more like tricked me that the people who died were not dead.
Right.
Like, for one person that was shot, they were bleeding out for a while. The one had like a bulletproof vest on, but the other one just got shot but just stayed alive.
Yeah.
I was like,
there's a lot of that, like, oh, you know, that's the way it is in movies. If you get shot right here,
you're fine.
You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But if it's just a little bit over your heart, you're dead.
He got stabbed in the.
Yeah, he got stabbed right there. I'm like, you can bleed out from a lot of different wounds, but that's just movies.
Especially when you're fighting for your life. You know, that whole thing.
Yeah. How did the audience react before we give our scores?
There was someone who was sitting right in front of us that was just eating it up. That bald guy in front of us,
yes.
He would like repeat. He would be laughing so hard that he would repeat lines where he'd be like, "Oh, tangerines!" Like it was just like, it's just like, yeah.
We heard him.
We
heard him say
movie,
it,
man. But it was packed, by the way, very full theater.
Yeah. My audience was kind of lukewarm. I could tell they were.
I would say, other than that guy, like there were a couple like. Just people doing that every like 10 minutes, and it was just like, I think people will enjoy themselves for the most part, but like it was very like meh.
Right.
Did it live up to the hype for you?
First off, I don't think there was that much hype on it. To be honest with you, it's kind of obviously we've seen the trailer a lot. The reviews are pretty mixed.
But I mean, for us, I remember the first time we saw the trailer.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, "This looks like it might be good." No,
that.
unfortunately, it did not.
You know why I feel like that was? I feel like they showed all of the funniest parts in the trailer where I was like, oh, this is the part where they go, shh, the quiet car. Like, that was funny the first time I saw it, but I saw it 50 times in the last.
And you talked about it with the Sandra Bullock cameo. Like we could, because that's in the trailer.
Yeah.
I knew. I'm not giving Michael Shanahan.
Michael
I knew he
Shanahan.
was White Death, the big Russian killer. But with that said, there are a couple cameos that they do keep under the belt. But overall, guys, I mean, I was entertained, fine by it. Unfortunately, it loses massive points for me in originality because I really feel like it's a retread of a lot of other directors and styles. I'm not going to lie to you and say I didn't know where this was eventually going. I mean, I bet the train's going to go off the rails. I mean, it's going to happen at some point.
Really?
I'm not giving anything away there.
Oh, my God.
So for me, it's going to have to be a very, very solid C. It's an average film. I can't give it anything special more than a C. You guys think about your letters or numbers. This jackass does numbers.
We all do numbers.
We all do numbers.
Okay, well, I do letters, which is a much better way of doing it.
It's not true.
But what do you guys score it at? And there's and by the way, there's no right or wrong answers here. I mean, gentlemen, you're not going to be judged, but I will let you know if I feel you're a little off. You'll never be invited again.
Hey, I sleep in this house. I gotta tread lightly.
Yeah.
We have a tent. We can put one outside. Now, what do you think, Jack?
I'll be honest. I enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's like it's no Citizen Kane.
Right.
But I definitely.
By the way,
Citizen
Citizen Kane, which you've referenced twice now, kind of a snore fest.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was one of those mandatory films for my film class.
Yeah.
It was just. It was a movie. I'll give it that
You have
much.
to see it, but you don't see me. It's not The Sandlot.
Yeah,
Loved it the first time I
There you
saw
go.
it. The
That's
second
facts.
time I wanted to leave the theater so fast because once you know.
It's
done.
Rosebud.
Movie's
By the
over.
way, Rosebud's a sled.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Dude.
Yeah, I know. So what'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I don't think it's amazing or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably watch it again and still enjoy it. I know that it's kind of a mix of a bunch of people's styles, but I don't really watch that many movies, so
Right,
it's not like
okay.
new to me. I understand like Quentin Tarantino and all that kind of those. What's the word I'm looking for? Tropes, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it looked nice. I have a soft spot in my heart for Thomas the Tank Engine. I love Thomas, and that
was a funny bit.
That's a big bit throughout the movie. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's great, but damn it, I enjoyed it. I'll give it a solid 7.
7.
Right.
Oh, that's
7.
good. All right. What about you there?
So this movie to me, I guess I can say I appreciate this not being an action comedy starring either Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or Kevin Hart.
Right.
So that's a plus.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
This is not the normal Brad Pitt kind of vehicle.
Yeah, I know,
No,
and I
definitely
appreciate
not.
that too. I feel like a lot of actors in this were kind of like a lot. Every person that I watched in this movie felt like they were into their roles, had a great time doing it, and you could feel that through the screen. Yeah. With that being said, I just feel like personally, I don't think I was as entertained as I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I think it was a fine movie, but it's one of those that you watch, you go with a big group to have a good time, turn off your brain, and that's about it. So that being said, I'm right down the middle on this with you. But in numeric,
Yeah. What's your number?
a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. See, that's an F.
Yeah,
It's not an F.
I've heard this conversation.
50%. You failed, and you have to go watch Bullet Train.
I am on
You
Alex.
have to repeat
I am
the
on.
class.
I almost said Alex. I don't know why. I'm on Jackson's side with this, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right, 5. I got a 5 out of 7. What say you, King?
Yeah.
King
So
Jack?
I'm very much with the opinion of I think you where especially Tangerine's character was really like, God, he's right out of a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
He really
Well,
felt
the
like
British
the
accent.
and the
Yeah.
mustache and his whole style. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm watching Snatch again. But the Tarantino as well. I didn't dislike it. I don't think I liked it either. I digested it and I went home. And,
This is going to be low. I'm telling you right
no,
now.
it's
going
not.
to be
Well,
low.
that's gonna be a 5.
A 5.
It's
All
down
right,
the middle.
So you and Luke are on the same.
It's
same
down the
page.
middle. I saw a movie today, and that's what I can say about this film.
Yeah.
Kiss ups.
And that's a beautiful thing, Jackson.
That's
That
a
is a
really
beautiful
beautiful
thing. There
thing.
you
Well,
go.
it made about 13 mil on Friday.
Jeez.
But I think it's going to do an okay weekend. I think it's probably going to make 30, 35 by the weekend's over, but I think it's going to have a huge drop next
I agree.
week.
I did not hear anyone talking about this at all before we went to go watch. Like, no one in my family was like, "We
Didn't get
gotta
that
go
much
see
buzz.
Bullet
I
Train."
feel like
or-
around like the average
Yeah.
viewer, I guess I'd say, because we
Yeah.
have to watch this. But
Now, you guys are from, I would say, not... not rural, but you guys are from areas that aren't as Hollywood centric. Okay?
I'm rural.
You're rural. You're rural.
I'm in one of the only places in Kentucky that isn't rural.
We haven't talked about this. Are people going to Top Gun in your neck of the woods a lot?
Yes.
That seems to be the film that America has embraced this year.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I truly do not.
I mean, people are just losing. It's still like making tons of
even
money
like the most
every weekend.
hardcore film buffs are like, this is a great movie, and I just don't.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
understand.
Right. I just wondered, like, if on the East Coast people are just lapping up the patriotism of Top Gun.
Yeah.
It still is. It's
Yeah.
still a big thing over there. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know if anything's going to dethrone it as the big film of the year at this point. I don't know if anything else. We're kind of coming to the end of summer. There's not really any more.
I would have never guessed that Top Gun 2 would be the one
that
sweeps
the
it.
day that Top Gun Maverick wins an Oscar is the day that cinema dies. I think that's what I say.
Just wait until
I
Minions
can't. I just
2.
can't. I don't like that.
It's actually going to win something. So
I know it is. I know for a fact it'll win something. But
speaking of award winners, normally, guys, I just have been on Jackson and I get to pick films that make us that we have to watch all the time, and I normally pick like Oscar films that have like passed on, like, you know, not the Citizen Kanes, but things like I never really saw that. Right? Yeah, Network, Face in the Crowd. But this week,
Did you finish Facing the Crowd, by the way, before we move on?
No, I haven't finished Facing. Dude, I've got a lot of time on my hands now.
I can't believe that.
So I got to select the movie last week, and you guys got dragged into this. But I have a feeling it was probably a good week for you guys to get dragged into
I
it.
was saying the same thing.
Yeah, like,
could you imagine watching Enter the Void with these guys?
Yeah, they would not have been happy campers.
Yeah.
I picked kind of a big commercial success from the 90s for our classic, and I'm calling it a classic film because even though people don't go, oh, what a cinematic breakthrough, the 1995 movie Friday, I mean, it spawned 2 sequels. It was a huge hit. It made $60 million at the box office.
Referenced all the time.
Yeah, it's
referenced in pop culture.
Did you guys know that Bye Felicia
was from that movie?
We were all
Friday?
like, oh, what the hell?
When Ice Cube says Bye Felicia, I was like, is that where that came from? And then I Googled it, and sure enough, that is what I had no idea.
Well, fun fact, we were in the car listening to Kanye West, and he has the... Why am I blanking on the song?
It was We Major.
We Major.
Says, puff, puff, and pass. Don't fuck the rotation.
Yeah.
Friday.
That's also from Friday.
Yeah.
It was you guys are too young. I do remember it was a massive hit, but it just wasn't my thing at the time. I don't know how it fell through the radar. It was kind of coming on the heels of House Party, which was a big movie also at the time with Kid and Play, and I saw that and I did not like that, so I don't think I got suckered into this. The movie's Friday. It's directed by F. Gary Gray, who also did The Italian Job, The Negotiator.
Really?
It stars Ice Cube. It was written by Ice Cube, by the way.
I saw that in the credits.
Yeah, Ice Cube.
And
produced. And DJ Pooh, who played Redman, I think, in this, or Redman, or something like that. Chris Tucker. This was the thing that put Chris Tucker on the map way before Rush Hour. And did you know that Chris Rock almost got that role?
Really?
Would have been a totally different film. Yeah.
Would have been a very different.
Very young Regina King, Nia Long. It's called Friday. It was kind of a film that was made. Ice Cube said that he made this movie kind of an answer to Boys in the Hood, Colors. There was a lot of movies at that time that had just come out in the early 90s that just showed like the bleak gangs and what it was like to grow up in Compton and in downtown LA. And he said it's not all death and crime. I have a lot of great memories of growing up and fun people and fun characters, and a lot of this is actually autobiographical.
Really?
Came out and Pooh said that all this, almost every character is based, and the events that happen are based on things that he saw growing up.
Wow.
Which makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Here's what I thought was interesting. I don't know how you guys feel about the last 20 minutes, but suddenly there was a comedy with drive-by shootings in it.
Yeah, which is kind of like... It
and
really
an
occurred to me.
extremely violent fight.
Yeah.
And it's played up for laughs for the most
played
part.
for laughs.
Yeah.
Like there's the scene where Ice Cube is finally fighting little Tony Lister,
Zeus.
and like his parents are cheering him on, and all the neighbors. And
That
it
was
just,
so weird.
It was very weird.
Yeah, it
Does
was a
this
little bit.
movie hold up? Does it hold up?
So
It screams 90s.
We all three agreed that this movie felt like one giant episode of Family Guy, in that it kind of felt like an assortment of scenes where characters come in and then leave, and then at the very end of the episode, it kind of all comes together.
There's a central
in one
plot
comedic
that's
bit.
like established in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then you see funny characters throughout coming through, and then the end where the conflict is resolved, all the characters come together, and then movie over or episode over.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Now, you guys are too young, but in the 70s, maybe early 80s, it was all Cheech and Chong. That was the stoner comedies. In fact, there's a Cheech and Chong poster in his bedroom.
Right.
If you caught that, kind of a little nod to, what inspired this film. This was kind of considered the stoner movie of the 90s. The scene where Ice Cube gets stoned, or finally takes, Tucker's pushing weed on him the whole time. A little over the top, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking
like he took a couple hits of weed, and all of a sudden he's like
going on an acid trip where it's
Yeah,
like mom's
like-
head's in the cabinet. It's like,
right.
wow.
And then there's the flashback scene where Chris Tucker is like, man, I don't talk to those Mexican guys because they made me take a hit off of pot once with angel dust.
Yeah, they casually drop in a line of him smoking crack. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that could kill you.
Yeah,
Isn't that funny? That time I accidentally smoked weed laced with angel dust. I was like,
was weird.
some of the things that are
Well,
used for comedy.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think that might probably says more about us than it does the movie, and that that's maybe growing up in that environment, things like that were forced to be funny as a coping
Does it
mechanism.
feel
I don't
weird,
know.
like-
I don't want to push anything on this, but
Does it feel like four white guys trying to
it does.
trying to give a review on a movie that is huge in the African
We just tell how it is. No, I'm just no. We're just a before white guy.
The one thing that I came at this movie thinking was, this was not made for me.
Right.
The guy who likes Mike Lee and Enter the Void, where I was like, this isn't my kind of movie, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
I think I came out. There were definitely funny moments. We all laughed at bits. I definitely thought that Chris Tucker was the best part of this movie, and I think I can speak for all of us when I say.
I thought the dad character
and
was
the dad was
hilarious.
so
John
funny.
Witherspoon. Yeah.
Me
he does this in every film he's in. Where he licks his finger.
Me and Jake
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What are you guys doing out here on the porch? Huh? Go get a job.
Me and Jake
He made a
specifically-
career off
Yeah,
that.
we
Rest in peace.
specifically laughed so. I think probably the hardest we laughed was whenever Chris Tucker's character is running around trying to ask people for money, and they go to his dad, and his dad opens up. He's holding a sandwich, but he's picking out of the sandwich.
Yeah, he's picking little pieces of it out.
I laughed so hard at that. That was so funny.
Witherspoon, who is now passed, he was a huge influence on Eddie Murphy and Chris Tucker and Chris Rock. He was like that generation before, and he kind of inspired them. What about the again, does it stand up? What about the treatment of women?
Yeah.
I mean,
that was
I
that
mean,
was rough.
every woman in this, and the. I mean, God, I don't want to be woke, but the fat shaming.
Yeah, it was like,
were you uncomfortable
The
with it?
Janet
As
Jackson.
even
told
the
him-
mom was like, "Damn, that's a big girl."
I told him the second he was like talking to her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just like Janet Jackson." I was like, she's gonna show up, and she's not gonna be traditionally attractive.
Yeah.
and I called it.
Yeah.
I think the most underrated mean line in the movie. It's like, damn, why don't you go get something to eat? I know you're hungry or something like that. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like it was funny, but I was like, come on. Like,
yeah.
Also, the end where it transitions into the big fight, just casually like drops in that what's his name? Debo. Just beat the shit out of that one
Rocked
girl.
the
yeah.
girl, both of those women.
Oh, just punch.
That's just like
Nia
that's just
Long,
like a
right?
casual
Yeah.
thing, and
The
then
mo-
just becomes a funny fight scene.
They even show like he beats the crap out of the one girl for standing up for her friend.
Yeah,
Remember at the
yeah.
end, like
Just
I was
smash
like,
her in the face.
yo, like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I
Two
was-
women get the shit beat out of them. There's fat shaming. Apparently, angel dust laced weed is funny. There is a drive-by with machine guns,
and it's like playing like, bum, bum, bum,
Yeah,
bum.
dude.
It's like,
I love you.
When the drive-by was happening, everyone just starts walking outside like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why is everyone outside? And here's the thing too. This is the only part of the movie that really didn't land for me, where I was like, I just don't find this that funny. Was the whole like little person chasing around his wife.
Yeah.
That whole scene, I was just kind of like, this just feels like the joke is that he's a little
That was
person.
the most 90s thing, I think.
That was, where I was like,
that was a
there
time.
wasn't really
That was
a
a
bit
time
behind it, except that he was like, oh, he got the girl and isn't supposed to have that.
Right.
Maybe not a specific scene, but something all three of us talked about. Like, this is a 90-minute movie. I don't think anything really happened until the 30-minute mark.
Yeah.
It was a lot of just
It's
walking
vignettes.
around.
It's vignettes.
We started watching the movie last night, and we all got too tired, so we finished it this morning.
Right.
We stopped it at 35 minutes, and we all set up and went, we could have started the movie here, and we would know the exact same as we did when we
Well,
started
it was a vignette film, and a
Yeah.
lot of comedies back then were.
Yeah.
A lot of it was, and it's kind of the mark of a first-time screenwriter. You know, Ice Cube writing a screen. Sometimes you go, I know a funny story. Oh, here's a funny story. Or remember that funny thing happened, and you just kind of tie 10, 15 funny things together, and you realize it's just a series of
sketches.
Yeah.
Sketches.
It really felt like someone was like, man, I had the craziest day. Let's make that a movie.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
And
seriously.
everything in
Yeah,
that
seriously.
day was, because it's literally, you wake up, it's the same day,
Yeah.
Right.
except for 12 p.m., because then that's no longer a part of the movie, because it's not Friday anymore.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
technically
it's 12 p.m.
Saturday.
and it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
Luke made that joke. I'm sorry.
All
I
right,
took it.
before we score the film, let me ask you guys this. You've seen Friday. You're like, okay, I get it. The 90s, a lot of it doesn't hold or whatever. Is there any interest to see next Friday or see you next Friday?
None.
The two sequels.
I don't.
The Friday after next.
Yeah, the Friday
It might
after
be
next.
called Friday After Next. Yeah, I think
That
it's
was
called,
the third
yeah,
one
yeah,
was
the
called.
third one.
Yeah.
Is
So-
there any desire, like if you were flipping around, you'd be like, let's see what happened to Ice Cube on the porch the next day, you know, or let's see what happened to
Is it
Tucker.
I'm
If he,
almost
did he
curious
ever
if
get a
it's gonna
job?
be more story oriented, or if it's like if it's a continuation, or if it's just like this is another crazy day that happened in my life. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
No.
No, you're not.
If they made a movie about the Saturday afterwards,
Yeah.
if they made that, I legitimately would just be like, it's probably just going to be the same movie. Because the way they set it up is like at the end of the movie, everyone's like, well, that happened. And then
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
like, no
Debo's
one.
not an issue anymore. He's gonna get a job. Like
Yeah.
they're good with a drug dealer.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see myself revisiting. I'm glad I picked it though, because I can see why at the time it was huge, and I can see why it resonated. It was neat to see Bernie Mac in a little cameo at the beginning, and some of those actors that have gone on to do bigger things. I chuckled a few times. I was definitely thrown more by like the parts that don't really hold up. Like,
yeah, it did not age great.
I don't know if it ages particularly well, but for what it is, and it looks very amateurish, by the way. I mean, Gary Gray went on to do some great cinematography films. This looked very
it's
low
rough.
budget,
It's rough.
and
It's low budget. I'm not gonna
he
fault
tries
for
some
it.
funny shots
he
that are
tried his
taken from
best.
like the bike's perspectives or low wheels, but so I'll give him a pass on that one. For me, Friday gets a C minus. Boys,
Jake?
You just throw it to me all the time.
yeah, Jake, why not?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd watch next Friday. I might look at it, but like it strikes me as the type to be where this one was a character movie. Like I want to see what happens to like Debo and was Smokey.
Yeah.
But like I have a feeling they're all gonna be recast. And it's just gonna be just the same thing
I
but
think
different.
Cube and Tucker came back.
Oh, did
They
they?
came back, but I feel like for the most part, that's probably going to be it. Like if I had to bet on it, it would be like, yeah, Debo's probably gone. Like,
I think
the
Withers.
girl-
I think the dad comes back for a lot of
Yeah,
them. Licks his
yeah.
fingers a lot. And
I think this is the perfect movie to have that like movie clip YouTube channel where it has like 10 clips in the movie.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to watch this movie because just get the funny stuff and then the rest is just filler. Also, Ice Cube picks up an Ice Cube and looks
that
at the
was
camera.
funny. That was pretty
that
funny.
was
Come on.
that was funny.
That
That was the
was-
best part of the movie.
I-
I don't like when you break the fourth wall
That-
like that.
I
And then
like that a
Tucker
lot.
does it at the end.
They
too.
keep looking at the camera.
Yeah, I
throughout the
know.
entire
I thought
movie.
that
Yeah.
was my favorite part. I like that part because
Yeah,
it felt
yeah.
original, and I was like, oh.
What'd you score it, Jack? What'd you get?
5.
5. Okay.
So I liked a lot of the
Luke?
more absurd parts in this movie. Like I love a good fourth wall break. Like I thought the Ice Cube one was kind of like you saw it coming, but like
Yeah.
the way they did it was like almost so like we know what we're doing that I respected it. And also, what's the guy's name that gets his chain stolen from Debo? And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
and they-
Smokey,
and they
right?
No, Smokey's the.
Smokey's the
Chris Tucker.
crackhead.
Yeah.
No, Smokey's Chris Tucker.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. Oh, Redmond. That's DJ Pooh, I think.
Yeah.
Was it
okay.
Redmond? Yeah,
Who
Redmond.
also got the crap beat out of him.
Yeah.
Redmond gets a crap beat out of him, and then it's the classic "damn" clip or whatever. Like, and then it's like his chain gets stolen from him. That scene where they're explaining, like, we would have done something, just not right now, or something like that.
Right.
And then seeing him like cry and like flail his arms, that was hilarious.
The way he ran the car was so funny.
So good. Yeah, that was
Like,
good.
I like a lot of the absurd stuff like that, but
Yeah.
man, the beginning, like, if this was a 60-minute movie, which I know, like, that's a lot to ask for nowadays when everything's 2.5 hours long.
It
but
just
like,
it felt a half hour long.
yes, if it was shorter, I think I would have like enjoyed this more. But I think I'm gonna go with Jake and give it a 5.
5.
This is not my thing. However, I respect people that do enjoy it.
Yeah. Kind of repetitive, but yeah, I there were moments where I laughed, but for the most part, I kind of sat there going like, all right, where's this going, guys? Where are we going with this?
Right.
And like I said, I cannot stress this enough. This is just not a movie made for me. I could not be any farther away from the demographic.
You're so white.
I
You're
go
so
to-
sheltered.
You're
so sheltered in
We
your
all
life.
have a
No.
severe lack of melanin in our
Yeah,
bodies.
yeah, that's true. And so that I'm going with a 4.
We burn easy.
4. Okay.
burn
4,
easy.
4, 5, and a C.
Speak for yourself.
All right. So it could have been worse, though. I could have made you guys watch something.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a bad time. It was just
No, it wasn't a bad time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me.
I wish
Yeah, it was a good hour and a half.
we could have got that half hour sleep in, but
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Before we get to our game to wrap it up,
What did you give it? You never gave it. Oh, you give it a C.
C minus. C minus. C
Yeah,
minus.
man.
Listen. Let's get our pitches out of the way. A reminder to please like us on all the social platforms. That's the TikTok and the Instagram. Lots of comments on our YouTube. Follow us, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow me at Regan.Burns on Instagram and Jackson N. Burns on Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff. And guys, let's just go ahead and do it. Get your
plug your own stuff,
plugs
boys.
for the Good Enoughs out.
Check out the Good Enough podcast. It's on YouTube and any major streaming service. Just look up Good Enough podcast and you'll see
They don't have
it.
themes though, guys. There's no themes.
But
to
you'll
any of the
enjoy
shows.
it anyways.
Yeah.
Me personally, I run a YouTube channel called Luke on Demand, all one word. You can follow me on Twitter, Luke on Demand YT, and on Instagram, Luke on Demand YT.
I go by many names on the internet. The only one you really need to know is A Bucket of Jake. Google me.
Bucket of Jake. What kind of name is
Bucket of
that?
Jake.
Hey, man,
Bucket
it
of
was...
Jake.
What? I was like 19 when I made that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to stick with the brand at this
Stick
point.
with the brand.
Jackson and I do.
Wait, should I pick my?
Yeah, I know. I was just saying. That was Jackson and I pick movies for each other. It's his time to pick a classic film that he has been excited to see, and hopefully you know that I haven't seen.
I know you haven't seen
You
this.
know I
There's
have-
no way.
Oh, great. Now, if you
Don't
know,
grade me.
if you know I haven't seen it, that means it's some obscure.
Well, I can't pick something as an absurd because you've seen every
But you
fucking
can check
movie
with
ever
me.
made.
But you send me a list of 5 things.
Then it spoils it. It's not fun
Okay,
anymore.
well, I hope you enjoyed our review of the Fun Movie Friday because here comes a review of some Chinese,
It's not even-
unseen art
Some
film with
liberal
no
bullshit,
dialogue.
in my
This
opinion.
is so messed up.
Jackson,
Like,
what movie are you picking for
Okay.
you and I to watch next week? Along with Bodies. We're going to
right,
try to
okay.
see that in the theaters and anything else that may sneak out there. He's on his phone. What is
I'm
it called,
just
Jackson?
looking at it right now. Yeah, so people who've watched this podcast for a little bit know that I'm a big Yorgos Lanthimos
Oh
fan.
my god!
Don't oh my
I'm
god me.
So screwed this
He's
week.
not screwed. It's a short movie. Don't worry. But yeah, he did The Lobster and Killing of a Sacred Deer, and most recently The Favorite.
I did enjoy The Favorite.
Yeah. See, so I'm not that far
Okay,
away from your taste.
okay.
But I've only seen 2 of his movies. I've only seen Killing of a Sacred Deer and The Lobster, and I love both of them. But I thought we'd go a little bit deeper and go to his first movie, one of his lesser known ones, and that is Dogtooth.
Great.
2009's film Dogtooth.
Great. So I got to see
So,
this guy's first movie when
so
he's
I'm
figuring
really,
it out.
I'm really glad that my dad is going in with an open mind, as I do with all the old movies that he picks that no one wants to
Dogtooth,
see
I have
or has seen.
You are the worst, man. Like, seriously.
So I'm
Get outta
watching
here.
Dogtooth.
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 Oh, let me make sure we can actually see this. Hold on.
I've heard of
Well,
Dogtooth.
if not, we'll change it.
Well, I'm going to check.
All
now,
right.
so
Well,
we know.
you're looking.
We're good. We're good.
He says we can see it.
We can see it.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hand this. If you're watching, this is the scorecard. This is for Jake and Luke. First off, Jake and Luke, thanks for coming on this
Oh,
week. I
thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having us. I appreciate it.
So why don't you two guys take the mics, and
Thanks.
this is how it's going to work. We're going to do a little trivia. Jackson and I do trivia every once in a while when we get bored.
Yep.
And we yep. But I figured, you know what? Since we got some guests, our first official guest, and just so you know, next week,
pretty cool.
Next week we have Hugh Grant on the show. So yeah, it's nothing but up.
I saw that you had to step down for Hugh Grant. I apologize. We set the bar a little too high.
And if you don't know who Hugh Grant is, this should be really interesting. Anyways, I thought I would do a little trivia off with you guys. You don't normally talk movies, so this is a trivia contest about music in movies.
All right, in movies.
Now, here's how it's going to work. If you think some of the answers will be multiple choice.
Okay.
Some of them I will not give you a choice. If you think you know the answer, you will simply say, ding. Got it? Ding.
Should I include the voice crack?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I need to drink. I finished off my drink. I need another one. Ding. Once Jackson will decide who said ding first and give you a chance to answer that question. Okay? At any point, but only once during this contest, you can say, ding, Jackson.
Okay.
And that means you're calling Jackson, and Jackson can answer for you. But you can only... maybe you will, maybe you won't, but they'll have to guess. Be like, I bet Jackson knows this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my phone a friend on Jackson on that one. Jackson will keep score. If neither one of you know the answer, I'll give Jackson a chance to answer just for fun.
Okay.
If you have absolutely no idea.
This is gonna be rough.
All right. 15 questions. Whoever gets the most wins. Are you ready?
Yeah, Burrs.
All right. Our first over guest music movie trivia challenge. Gentlemen, in which James Bond movie was the title song performed by Paul and Linda McCartney? Was it A, You Only Live Twice, B, Live and Let Die, C, The Spy Who Loved Me, or D, Goldfinger?
Ding.
Luke buzzes in.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to say The Spy Who Loved Me.
The Spy Who Loved Me is incorrect. You get a free guess, Jake.
Ding. I'm gonna go.
Thanks for the voice crack.
I'm gonna go B.
B, Live and Let Die. That is correct. Point goes to
hate
Jake.
everything.
Oh, dude. Oh my God.
Gentlemen, question number 2. The
sound like
R.
right now.
Kelly hit. Gentlemen, the R.
Oh, no.
Kelly hit, I Believe I Can Fly, was from which movie?
Ding.
I heard Jake first.
Space Jam.
Space Jam is correct. Point to Jake. Didn't
it's
even
the
have to
intro.
have
It's
multiple
when he-
choice.
I did not know that.
It's when he's shooting on the metal rim, and he's like, I'm going to make it, Dad.
Oh.
I saw that movie once, and it was in a gym in my middle school.
And that's a sad story.
It's a pretty appropriate place to watch it, actually.
Yeah, if you're going to watch it. Another point to Jake. Make sure you're keeping track of these. All right, 2 points to Jake. Talk show host is a song by the English rock band Radiohead, released in 1996. In what movie was a remixed version of this song used? What song was it again? Talk show host. Is it A, Interstellar, B, Romeo and Juliet, C, Fight Club, D, Truth About Cats and Dogs?
Ding.
Luke.
Fight Club.
Fight Club is incorrect. Jake, you get a free guess.
Can I get the answers again? The questions again one more time?
Talk show host is a song by the English rock band Radiohead, released in 96. In what movie was a remixed version used? Was it Interstellar, Romeo and Juliet, or Truth About Cats and Dogs? And you can use your phone a friend.
I'll save him for when I think I need him.
Okay.
I'll go with Interstellar.
That is incorrect. It was Romeo and Juliet.
That was my second choice. Damn.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Jackson. Did you know? Well, you only had 2 choices then. It's not Truth About Cats and Dogs.
I kind of assumed, because that just seems like something that Baz Luhrmann would do.
I assumed that it was Fight Club because they play a Radiohead song at the end of that movie, correct?
They do. But let's move on, gentlemen. It wasn't Radiohead. It was the Pixies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, gentlemen. Moving on. Come on, we got questions to get to, and you got a rock show to get to, and I smell pizza cooking. What was the first rap hip hop song to win an Oscar for Best Original Song? And bonus, if you can say what was the name of the movie. What was the first rap hip hop song to win an Oscar for Best Original Song? And what was the movie?
No multiple choice on this one?
No multiple choice.
Ding Jackson.
Oh, using the phone a friend. Jackson, do you know the answer?
I do not know it, but I have a pretty damn good guess. I'm going to go with Fight the Power from Do the Right Thing.
That is incorrect. Jake, do you want to take a free guess?
Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs.
It is not. It was it was Lose Yourself by Eminem from the
course
movie.
it's a white guy.
That is the worst thing I've heard today.
That is hilarious.
Well, that is the truth.
It was either gonna be Ding Jackson or I was gonna guess fucking the one from Fast and Furious 7.
Tokyo Drift.
Which? Oh, hey! Hold that. Don't mention that. Could be in a question coming up.
Oh, okay.
Gentlemen, you've lost your phone a friend now. Jake, you still have it.
I'll hold on to it.
Gentlemen, the song "Purple Rain" was written for which movie?
No multiple choice?
Nope.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I'm guessing the beginning with the easy
The
questions.
song "Purple Rain" was written for which movie? 5 seconds. Anyone want to take a guess?
Ding.
Luke?
I will say Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Incorrect. Jackson?
It's going to be the movie Purple Rain.
The song "Purple Rain" was written for the movie Purple Rain. My God.
Never guessed.
In which movie, gentlemen, did the song "You've Got a Friend in Me" appear?
Ding.
I heard Jake first.
Toy Story.
Toy Story is correct. Another point for
That's
Jake.
psycho. I said at the
I
same
don't
time.
know why I moved my arm.
Just
it doesn't do anything.
Just to get a score update, we've got Jake at 3 and Luke at 0.
Luke is 0. Gentlemen, this rapper traveled to South Africa where he worked with local musicians to help form his realistic-sounding music for the Black Panther soundtrack.
Ding. Kendrick Lamar.
That is Kendrick Lamar. Luke
He
is
didn't finish
finally
the
on
question.
board.
Wait, do
Now,
we?
You can ding at any point.
All right, well,
yeah.
now that's
Jake
good to
now
know.
getting
All
thrown
right,
a foul
now that's
here.
good to know.
Gentlemen, moving on. What movie director introduced the world to Public Enemy with his use of their anthem "Fight the Power" in the film
Ding.
Do the Right Thing? Jake?
Wait, what was the question?
What movie director introduced the world to
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee is
Okay.
correct.
I thought it was the movie.
I'm so proud of you right now.
No, I thought it was the movie. So when he said "Do the Right Thing," I'm like, "Oh fuck!" What was the question?
Luke, you're still in this.
I know.
Which of these movies features the song "Twist and Shout" by the Beatles? Is it A, Summer School, B, Say Anything, C, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, D, Better Off Dead?
Ding.
Jake?
Ferris Bueller's Day
It
Off.
is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Matthew Broderick in the parade dancing. Luke, catch up, please.
Smoking them.
Gentlemen, Anthony Edwards sings 2 songs with Tom Cruise in the film Top Gun. What are they? Are they A, Danger Zone and You've Lost That Loving Feeling, B, Unchained Melody and Great Balls of Fire, C, You've Lost That Loving Feeling and Great Balls of Fire, or D, Twist and Shout and Take My Breath Away?
Ding. B.
It is not B.
C.
C is correct. You've lost that loving feeling. Great Balls of Fire. And Luke is
I
beside
know
himself
Jake is
right
just
now.
pulling the shit out of his ass too. Is the thing that makes me mad about.
Can I just ask, is there a punishment or an award for
Oh, there's
winner or loser?
there's an award. There's an award. There will be an award given. Gentlemen, we're almost there. Which song was in both the movies Con Air and Forrest Gump? Was it A, Sweet Home Alabama by Leonard Skinner, B, Jailhouse Rock by Elvis, C, California Dreaming by the Mamas and the Papas, or D, That's the Way by Led Zeppelin?
Ding. A.
A, Sweet Home Alabama is correct.
There we go,
Yes, Luke is on the board again. Gentlemen, Charlie Puth wrote the song
Ding.
See You Again. Okay.
Oh wait. Oh wait.
Oh, you dinged. I got to take it. I can't read the rest
Wiz
of it.
Khalifa.
It is Wiz Khalifa. Yes, it is correct. Which rapper did he perform with? That is right, Wiz Khalifa.
No fucking
Thank
way that just
God.
happened.
Luke is trying to make a comeback.
way that
Gentlemen,
happened.
we have 3 questions left.
I could die.
But the last one has bonus opportunities.
Oh, let's go.
Gentlemen, the lead singer to the popular band The Talking Heads.
Ding. David Byrne.
That is correct. David Byrne did the scores to Married to the Mob
Bro.
and The Last
Come on,
Emperor.
man.
Luke, what is our score update, Jackson?
It's going to be Jake at 6 and Luke at 4.
All right,
Dude.
it's very close. We've got a couple questions left. This Canadian rock group received an Oscar nomination of their score for the Joaquin Phoenix movie Her. Is it A, Evanescence, B, Flaming Lips, C, Arcade Fire, D, Kings of Leon?
Ding. Arcade Fire.
Arcade Fire is correct. Luke is back on this.
There's no fucking way this is happening, bro.
Gentlemen, we have one question left with the possibility of 10 points.
Oh, we're betting. We're betting.
I just want to say that before earlier in this Jake was winning by a double lead. It was 6-3, and we are now at 6-5.
6-5.
God.
So, Jackson, get your phone out. This is a timed question. Gentlemen, you are going to have 60 seconds. You can shout out answers at any point, okay? If any of your answers are on the list I'm about to ask for, then you will receive a point. You could receive up to 10 points if you could get all 10 items on the list. But you have 60 seconds to do it. So listen very carefully. If I hear a correct answer, I will say point to them until I finish the question.
I'm not going to start. Yeah, what he said.
Yes. Do not start the timer until you finish. Gentlemen, wait to shout out your answers until I finish the question.
Gotcha.
That's when time will start. As soon as I say time starts. Name as many soundtracks as you can that are in the top 10 selling soundtrack list of all time.
Blade Runner.
Time has not started yet. Your time starts now.
Black Panther.
No.
La La Land.
No. Any films in the top 10 soundtracks of all time.
Why am I blanking on it? It's your least favorite movie.
Movie soundtracks?
Movie soundtracks. I'm going to start throwing out...
The Greatest Showman?
No, I'm going to start throwing out hints. Sinking ship.
Titanic.
Point to Jake.
Do I not get a point?
No, first person to say it. Airline.
Snakes on a plane?
Airplanes.
Airplane?
Jet fighters.
Top Gun.
Top Gun. I heard Jake first. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Forrest Gump.
Jake.
That was me. All right.
Disco.
Boogie Nights.
Bee Gees. Whitney Houston. Prince.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is on there. Purple Rain. Point for Luke and point for Jake. What is our final score, Jackson?
We have Luke at 6 and Jake at 10.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, if you want to guess some of the...
Yes. The Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard is number one soundtrack of all time.
I don't even know what that
Whitney
is.
Houston.
It's
I Will Always Love You.
By Whitney Houston's on it.
I see.
Airplane. I'm trying to think of airplanes.
No, that was Top Gun.
Oh, okay. Top Gun. How many are we missing?
Number 10 was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Number 9, Top Gun. 8, Footloose. 7, The Lion King. 6, Titanic. 5, Dirty Dancing. Number 4, Forrest Gump. Number 3, Purple Rain by Prince. Number 2, Saturday Night Fever, The Bee Gees.
I'm going to be a good boy and let you know I should only have 5 points because Jake said Forrest Gump before me.
Okay, so you really lost.
Do you know what you're going to win for being so honest? Absolutely nothing.
That's a great thing.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Jake, you have won free lodging here at the house.
Yes!
For 4 days.
Yes, dude.
Luke, there's going to be a small stipend fee, unfortunately.
Thank God I can afford the plane ticket home.
Hey, but you can get the rebate, which is on top of
You can't get the rebate.
The top of the mountain.
What is going to be your biggest takeaway from being in California so far? Right, like right now, what have you gone? I've learned. I thought California was going to be like this. It's actually like that. What do you? Anything shock you or surprise you before we wrap it up?
California is a lot colder than I expected it to be.
Yeah,
because in Kentucky, the humidity is crazy.
Yeah,
a 76-degree night was cool. In Kentucky, that would be I'm sweating my ass off outside still.
Right.
Like it needs to be about mid-60s before it's cool.
Does it suck to know that we live in paradise and you don't? Is that hard?
There's not that much freedom here, though. I looked. I couldn't find that much.
There's no freedom. We are in a completely authoritarian
I want to be able to.
state.
Yeah, I couldn't carry in my 6 guns unwanted.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry you guys had to check your pistols at the airport. We're kind of weird like that. Jackson, has it been cool having your buddies here?
Not at all. Not what I expected to be like.
Right.
I cannot. No. This
was
was
this?
great.
Is there like? This is the first time you guys have met in person. Was it weird at all, or was it right off the bat where you guys like, no, it's my buddies?
It was weird when I first saw them because I've only seen them on like a computer. So it's like a glitch, like a computer program that came to life. That's what I told them when I came out of the airport. I'm like, you shouldn't be real.
I think
You're
the most
fake.
interesting thing was like seeing like your gaits, like the way you each walk, because I've never seen that before. Like
Are you checking out their asses or
No,
something?
I'm just
That's the
saying,
first
it's
thing
like
you do.
you- like-
I know I have.
Yeah. Well, is that all
straight,
about?
by the way. No. It was really normal. Like they just got in the car and were like, all right, let's go to
All right,
food.
let's
and it was
go and
just
start
like,
making-
very right
Yeah,
off the bat.
I told them I was like fully expecting there to be like oh, it's great finally meeting you. We were just like, oh yeah, we're doing this
We're
now.
here,
Let's
like,
go
let's
get a
go.
burger.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was it. Simple Simon.
Yeah.
All right. But again, just to reiterate before we leave, best part of the trip, meeting me.
Yeah, of course.
that's
All right.
awesome.
All right. Very
Absolutely.
cool. All right. Well, on behalf of the fine gentlemen who do the Good Enough podcast and me and my son who are coming every week with the PGM podcast, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
for
being
having me.
probably
Thank
our
you for coming on.
our first and only guest
Yeah.
until we can score Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
All right. Love you, buddy. See you guys. Just be me and you next week. Safe travels to you guys when you leave.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace.